4th of November, National Farmers Day, and the holiday that wasn't meant to be. No worries, we can still share all our thoughts and comments on some of the most topical issues in the country and around the world right now. Yes, this is Joy News Interactive, live on the Joy News channel on Multi TV, as well as the Go TV channel 144 and DSTV channel 421. Speaking of topical and very popular right now, the APC presidential flag bearer Hassan Ayariga has won a victory of sorts at the Accra High Court, which has allowed him and has actually ordered the EC to allow him to correct all anomalies in his nomination forms. And we'll be looking more into that story and getting your comments on this issue very shortly. Now, if you want to start sending in your comments on the issues we're looking at today, you can do so via WhatsApp, Facebook and Twitter. WhatsApp is 0560800,000. Facebook, Joy News on TV, as well as on Twitter. It's also Joy News on TV, or at JN Interactive GH. My name is Jennifer Ikwamwa, and this is Joy News Interactive. What are we talking about today? Today is National Farmers Day, one day set aside throughout the whole year to celebrate the contributions of farmers in this country and how they, contribute in diverse ways to the development of our society. But, here at the Joy News Interactive team, we were wondering, apart from just that one day in December, do we as a society truly value the contribution of farmers? Here's what you had to say on the streets of Accra.
Well, I'll tell them to, they should continue farming, because without them we can't survive, we can't get any food to eat. But so far as they are farming, they cultivate, they give us some food to eat, so at least I give them bravo, they should continue, and then it's going to help Ghana. Yeah.
Do you think we celebrate our farmers that much?
Well, I don't. Like today when I went for classes, I told them it's holiday, Farmers Day, so they should give it to us to go and celebrate. The master asked me if I'm a farmer. I told him no, and then he was like, so why should we give it to you? But I think if they should give it to us as a junior holiday, it will help, because we should help our farmers, so that they will be happy. I don't know if they are the people celebrating it or is the whole Ghana. I don't know as at now. But for me, I'm not celebrating it with them because they didn't give it to me as a holiday.
I mean, things are not going well, so it's not for me to talk about it. You know what is going on now, so.
But we are celebrating farmers. Say something nice to them.
Good luck to them.
The message is that it's good that we have Farmers Day, at least for our parents who are into farming. Because of what they've done, there's going to be food in the system for all of us, and it's important that for even those of us in Accra, if the needs are rising, we have to go back to the village to also do farming, so that there will be a lot of food.
Do you think that we are taking good care of our farmers?
Recently, yes, but previously, I think no. Actually, what the government is doing now is trying to encourage people to, do the farming, and at the end, those who do best are being awarded or rewarded for what they've done.
Some of your views from the streets of Accra on whether we truly value the contribution of farmers, and not just on one day of the year, but throughout the entire year. I saw some messages on WhatsApp concerning that. Let me just read that really quickly. Here's one saying, we just want to celebrate our farmers today. But truly, what impact will Farmers Day be on the farmers themselves? And wishing our gallant farmers happy Farmers Day. And that's from Anthony. On Facebook, Sana Mohammed saying, well, good day. The farmers are the bedrock of every country, and I think Ghana is not an exception. But the perception attached to farming in Ghana, especially in northern region, is so sad. People believe that it's only the old and poor people that are supposed to be engaged in farming, and that attitude coupled with bad weather does not give us good yields. Kwame also saying big ups to all farmers in Ghana. We don't value the farmers in Ghana at all. Farmers, we wish them and receive them till another year. Oish, that's a bit harsh. Bimpong Daniel Paradise saying good day, Ghanaians. Before you start, you just want to wish farmers a very happy Farmers Day, and you just want to give them all the best of the day. And Neil Lamte saying, I don't think we really value them that much. If so, we could have let a Queer Donko be president because she is a farmer. Hashtag laugh a minute. KP Rich, we really value them because they put food on our table. But currently they are devalued and less important because agric has declined to its lowest, thereby making it unattractive for farmers to produce more. Banton says, yes, I think cashew farmers in the northern region are gaining recognition. And Justice Mensah is just thinking to himself, writing, lots of over there. Still on Joy News Interactive, Vincent writing, well, government is indeed playing with the agric sector, especially in the Upper West region, and you can't see any seriousness attached to it right now. Excel, or rather Terra from Takrady saying, I don't think there's any need to celebrate this day because farmers can't produce. Really? They can't produce? So what did you eat this morning? And didn't it come from a farm, and wasn't it made in Ghana? Speaking of made in Ghana issues, the biggest story this morning is the result from the court case, the hearing between between the ACP's Hassan Ayariga and the Electoral Commission. The APC's Hassan Ayariga and the Electoral Commission. And what's happening with that story is the Accra High Court has ordered, or rather ruled, that the EC should allow Mr. Ayariga to correct all the anomalies on his nomination forms. And some comments on that have already come in. Does it really mean the EC didn't use its own rules if all disqualified candidates are given the opportunity to come back? Is it a case of confusion? And that's from Kujo, typing and sending in all the way from Cape Town in sunny SA. And yes, another one coming in as well. And this is concerning the farmers from Yakubu Ibn Chambers. The mere fact that the day isn't marked as a holiday is indicative of the non-seriousness we attach to our hard-working farmers. How do I celebrate these gallant farmers whilst in office? It's just a contradiction. Well, that's us celebrating National Farmers Day today, the 32nd edition of the day. But the biggest story this morning, the court case between Hassan Ayariga of the All People's Congress and the Electoral Commission. You've already started commenting it on our page on My Joy Online. Ayariga too wins, EC orders him to allow him to correct the errors. So that's the story, and your comments have already started coming in as well concerning that. The Accra High Court has ordered the EC to allow presidential candidates of the All People's Congress to correct the mistakes in his nomination forms. And the court, presided over by Justice Barbara Chawe, agreed with another judge, Justice Eric Chebafo, who ruled on a similar case in favor of Dr. Papa Kwesi Indum of the Progressive People's Party. Justice Chawe described the EC's decision to disqualify Ayariga as, quote, absurd, unfair, and wrongful due to the circumstances, including limitedness of 30th nomination day, quotes closed. And then Justice Chawe also dismissed the EC's contention that the APC came to court through a wrong and premature process. So that's the story. You can read more on that on My Joy Online. Some comments coming in here from Jojo in Kumasi. The EC has not demonstrated wisdom in the handling of the disqualification of presidential candidates. She should know there's a big difference between wisdom and knowledge and should stop hiding behind trivial words and be a bit discreet in her judgment. That's Jojo's opinion. What's yours? Let us know on 0560800000 and on Facebook and Twitter, we're Joy News on TV. Still watching Joy News Interactive, still celebrating our farmers. Shortly we'll be looking into sickle cell and the man who donned a KABA and was famous on social media. We'll look at that after the break. But first, some of your Facebook comments. Yao Rabi Jr. saying, the Supreme Court is in one way or the other painting the EC black. Will students seeking for admission into the tertiary institutions be given the same opportunity to make corrections in their admission forms? Okay, well, you're comparing oranges and apples there. Well, that's my opinion anyway. Kweku Akbalu says, you intentionally yeah, and you're saying such parties don't even qualify to be registered per your own rules. Godwin Kofi Osafo, that's how arrogance pays, and she calls herself a lawyer. Then you can imagine how terrible some lawyers may be. Honorable Abuaji Ahenkra says, Mr. Yariga, save your money, okay? Just back off. Even 0.01%, you will not get it. Madam Alsay doesn't want you to waste your money. That's why she disqualified you. Charlotte was doing you good. A little bit of sarcasm in the morning. Kwabna Sapong writing, what I foresee is more of the parties will be going to court just to buy more time for her to plan the rigging for the NDC. And that's a story going around quite a bit after the letter written by the former Attorney General Martin Amidou. Joel saying, okay, we should just check the story. Kofi Mensah says, where are the so-called Peace Council and the Council of State? And they should not wait until things get really, really bad before things change. This is Joy News Interactive. We're taking a quick break. When we come back, more on sickle cell and the famous male KABA. Do stay tuned. You're still watching Joy News Interactive on the Joy News channel on Multi TV, also live on the GoTV channel 144, DSTV channel 421. On Facebook, we're also streaming live right now and also live on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, Joy News on TV. Now, sickle cell is an issue which is rarely discussed or talked about probably as much as diseases like maybe malaria or cholera, but it is a condition that many people face and many people live with. There's a lot of mystery surrounding it, and it was even the center of a documentary from our very own award-winning journalist Seth Kwame Boateng. Now, one issue that came up very strongly concerning sickle cell is when we have two partners who don't know their status, but they get married, and then later when they marry, then they find, okay, they're having maybe problems delivering or having children, and then they see that, okay, one has AS or is SS or AS or, you know, AA. So this morning, the Joy News Interactive team went out and we asked you, firstly, do you know your sickle cell status? And knowing that, would you still marry your partner if he or she was found to have SS?
I know if you are, I think SS and those stuffs, you are not supposed to get married. You should be X and then A, those stuffs.
Do you think it's important for would-be couples to check?
Yeah.
Why?
So their children won't suffer in future.
When you say children won't suffer, what do you mean?
In today's world, most children are suffering shoulders because their parents moved on in the name of love. But then it's destroying most life of the children. They grow up and then they are not feeling well, they are not happy among their friends, etc.
My advice is that it's very important that before one should get into marriage, both partners should go and do a checkup to make sure that they are all healthy and that they are not, you know, they are all healthy, so that they will not be affected when they get married. I mean, the children will not have any problem when they give birth.
Today is Farmers Day. Any message for our farmers?
I know about it, but I don't know anything yet about mine.
So you don't know yours?
No.
But is this something you consider when you want to get married?
Yeah, you have to before, like, you date someone or something else.
Why do you have to?
Because you don't have to develop the love before. If you don't know it and then you marry someone, you don't really meant the same thing. How can you marry? Or how can you give birth? Because I learned there are some types when you get married and then you give birth, definitely the child is going to be a Sickle or something else. Yeah. So you have to know it before you get married.
Do you have a boyfriend?
Yes, I do.
Do you know his?
No, and then I don't know mine too.
Well, you don't know yours, you don't know your boyfriend's. So how then can he get married?
I haven't asked him. But as time goes on, I'll ask him. Because I'm not yet ready to marry, that's why I haven't asked him.
So as you can see, there's still some mystery around us, people and their sickle cell status. Sometimes we don't want to check because we feel afraid of what the results may bring up. But it's very important to know so that your doctor or your medical officer can advise you on the best, maybe the type of medications you should be taking, the best foods to eat to remain healthy. And when you start dating someone or when you get married to someone, you'll understand the medical implications of your sickle status. Now, we've been asking as well on Facebook what you think about this and whether you know your status and whether you'll still take the risk if you were in that situation. George answer starting says, thankfully I know mine, but I'll not marry a carrier. Why do I have to put my kids in such pain? It's a different thing if I know. Marriage is supposed to be a happy union and not a painful experience. Elias Amachi says, well, it's not a bad idea for a, quote, normal person to marry a carrier. They'll give birth to normal children and carriers, but it's suicidal for a carrier to marry a carrier. Definitely, they'll give birth to normal, a carrier, and a sickler. Probability counts here, lots of mathematics. Sana Mohammed, for me, I don't know my sickle cell status, but I will not marry a woman who I know that our sickle cell status is not compatible because I know the consequences of that and I will not take that risk. Abunaphobi, I know mine, I'm negative, but I'll not marry someone whose status is SS. You don't want to venture there at all. Joshua Freeman, I can't think far. How may sickle cell patients lose their life out of 100% recorded? That is part of nature's only God and self-care that owns life. So those are your opinions on Facebook concerning your sickle cell status. If you don't know, go get it checked. Just go find out and know exactly where you stand, not only for yourself, but for your partner and for your future children. Now, remember that guy who took social media by storm when he wore his uniquely designed top with the frills in front and the big puffy sleeves? Well, my colleague Derek Ekosam smoked him out and had a chat with him about his unique shirt and all the hullabaloo surrounding it. Take a look.
I can see you are in this. Has it come to stay?
Of course, it has come to stay because this is a design called Superfly. And we were sewing this in 1970s and we were taking it to discos, right? And it was a style that came where people were sewing it, but it has gone lost. So later I sat down and I said, okay, I want to design one of these old school dresses and see whether these dresses will come to fame. So I picked a paper and a pen. Then I designed the concept. You know, I did everything, did a drawing, the sketch and everything, and I called a tailor. Then I said, well, tailor, this is what I want you to do for me. And I asked him, do you see women's KABA with a puff? And he said, oh yeah, he knows. but I'm going to design the puff, but it's a male shirt. People are saying that I'm going to take my wife's KABA, but it is not my wife's KABA. It is a style. And that's in 1917, during the old school time. You know, we were wearing to discos and things like that. You know, so I just gave him the sketch and everything. I said, go and sew, and then bring me one and let me see. So he went to sew it, and it was perfect. And that's first.
Okay. Please show it to the camera.
Yeah, that's first one.
Okay.
Understand? And I wear it to church, and when I wear to church, now it appears that people were even stopped listening to the preaching, and people were just everybody turning the back, looking at me. Everybody turned and looking at me. There was a time I saw little children selling nketi burger, and this on the street. And when he saw me, he said, "Wow, Papa KABA." Hey.
That's Mr. Patrick Akoto, who is a fashion designer and the man behind the male KABA. But wait, he actually calls it the Superfly. But what do you think? What do you call it? And do you think that this trend will become popular with other men?
As long as it's not meant for men, I wouldn't dare to even go inside for it.
But he says it's the latest fashion in town. Men should wear it.
There are a lot of fashions which is not good, which is causing a lot of havoc, which is causing a lot of problem. And as a Christian, I don't think it's advisable for any person to get himself into such a fashion.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Would you patronize something like that?
No, never. Okay, to him it's his own type of fashion. He's trying to bring it to the men's style of, but then to me, no, it wasn't a good idea.
So, if your boyfriend wears it, you won't like it?
I don't have one yet, but then I won't like it. No.
It's the latest fashion in town.
No, it's not.
You won't let the boyfriend?
No.
No.
Why?
Because it's in the Bible that man shall not wear ladies' dress and then ladies shouldn't wear men's dress. So why should he do it? Is it a fashion or what? I don't know. Fashion? Well, I don't know. I don't know.
So you won't let your boyfriend wear that?
No. Why should a boy wear that dress?
Well, you know, he says it's not an actual KABA. And, you know, later I watched that interview and he says, you know, the KABA when it first came, it wasn't even originally only for women. It was a unisex kind of thing. So he's trying to bring that trend back. And by the way, he calls it the Superfly. Superfly, just like the song. Well, this is still Joy News Interactive. And thank you so much for your time and your company, not just today, but throughout the whole week. This has been Joy News Interactive, the National Farmers Day edition. But do stay tuned to more great programs right here on the Joy News channel. I'm Jennifer Kwamwa. Enjoy the rest of your day.